I remember the knock before dawn. 3 sharp taps, the kind that carried guilt. When I opened the door, I didn't see my sister, just 3 small backpacks lined up neatly on my porch, and her minivan reversing down the street. Her voice came through the phone seconds later, breathless, shaking. "They'll stay with you, just for a bit," she said. I told her no. I had told her no a week ago. But she hung up before I could finish. An hour later, I heard sirens. You know, there was a time I admired her. Rachel, the perfect older sister. Married at 22, kids before 30, a life so put together it made mine look like spare change in her pocket. She was the kind of woman who never asked for help. She delegated it. And I was her favorite subordinate, until I stopped being useful. The last time she came over, she was 5 months pregnant, glowing with that brand of entitlement she called motherhood energy. She said it like a favor. "The kids will stay with you for a few months until I give birth." No question mark, just a statement carved in stone. I laughed. I thought she was joking, but her face didn't move. I told her I couldn't. My work, my space, my life. She said, "Family helps family." I said, "Not when family uses you as a dumping ground." That's when she stood up, eyes cold, belly heavy. "You'll regret that," she said, and she left. I didn't realize how much she meant it. The cops were polite, at first. They said she called them crying, said I'd abandoned her kids after agreeing to take them. The children were sitting in my living room, confused, hungry, asking if mommy was coming back. I told them she'd made a mistake, but she hadn't. It was a trap. She knew my history. She knew the custody battle I'd gone through years ago, how my ex had painted me as unstable, and how a single allegation nearly cost me my job. Rachel weaponized that memory. That's when the anger settled in. Not the loud kind, the quiet one, the kind that burns without smoke. For 3 days I played along. I kept the kids fed, clean, entertained. I smiled for the neighbors, documented every hour. Then I called Child Protective Services. I told them the truth, that their mother abandoned them without consent, that I was not their legal guardian. They sent a caseworker. But before she arrived, I sent Rachel a text. "You should come pick them up. I've made some calls." No reply. 2 hours later, she stormed in, rage in her eyes, camera rolling on her phone. "You're giving my children to strangers?" she screamed. I didn't answer. I just stepped aside and let the caseworker speak. It turned out Rachel was already on their radar. Unpaid medical bills, neglect complaints from her kid's school. My report pushed it over the edge. When the officer asked her to step outside, she turned to me and hissed, "You think you've won?" I smiled. I didn't even start yet. See, Rachel thought in moments. I thought in consequences. She loved attention, the social media mom routine, the curated chaos, the look how hard I have it sympathy. So I gave her an audience. I forwarded every message, every voicemail, every clip of her threats to a journalist who specialized in family law scandals. Her perfect mom persona collapsed in one headline: "Pregnant woman under investigation for child abandonment and fraud." It went viral. Her sponsors dropped her within days. Her husband, the 4th one, left a week later. Apparently, he didn't know about the debt, or the fake charity accounts she'd been running under his name. I didn't expose her for revenge. I did it for peace. But peace doesn't come clean. It comes soaked in silence and satisfaction. A month later, I got a letter, her handwriting shaky, almost unrecognizable. "Congratulations," it said. I didn't respond, because she still didn't get it. This wasn't a game. It was self-defense, from someone who used love like leverage. The last time I saw her was in the courthouse hallway. She was thinner, hollow-eyed, clutching her newborn like a lifeline. She avoided my gaze. But when the judge ruled against her, full custody to the children's father, mandatory therapy, suspended parental rights, She looked up at me, and I saw it. That flicker of realization, that she had built her empire on manipulation, and I had simply pulled the plug. Sometimes, late at night, I think about that morning. The 3 backpacks, the sirens, the confusion. I remember the youngest asking, "Is Mommy mad at you?" And I said, "No, sweetheart, she's just scared." Because that's all power is, fear dressed as control. And once you stop fearing them, they lose everything. People call me cold for what I did. Maybe they're right. But when someone turns your love into their weapon, the only way to survive is to stop bleeding for them. So yes, when she called me crazy, I let her.